Former Dallas police officer Amber Guyger is waking up this morning behind bars. She was found guilty yesterday of murdering her neighbor in his own home. Omar Villafranca is at the courthouse in Dallas, where the jury is now determining her sentence. Omar, what additional evidence are jurors looking at before they make that decision?
Well, prosecutors are showing the jurors text message and social media posts to kind of give them a sense of who Guyger really is, and that evidence is going to factor into their decision. And after yesterday's hearing, they have a lot to consider. And keep in mind, she could face 5 to 99 years in prison.
My life has not been the same. It's just been like a roller coaster.
Botham Jean's mother, Allison, testified at a sentencing hearing Tuesday about how her life has changed since Amber Guyger shot and killed her son.
It's just been the most terrible time for me.
The jury convicted the former police officer of murder after deliberating for less than 7 hours.
We, the jury, unanimously find the defendant, Amber Guyger, guilty of murder as charged in the indictment.
Cheers erupted in the courtroom as the verdict was announced. Jean's family embraced. Guyger sat crying at the defense table. Jean family attorneys say this outcome is justice for other unarmed black victims.
And this verdict is for Trayvon Martin, it's for Michael Brown, it's for Sandra Bland, it's for Tamir Rice, it's for Eric Gardner.
Today, the jury will review new evidence for sentencing. Prosecutors already presented racially insensitive texts she sent last year while working at a Martin Luther King Day parade.
Message sent to the defendant, when does this end? LOL. Outgoing message from the defendant, when MLK is dead. ... Oh, wait.
Prosecutors also showed the jury some of Guyger's social media posts that promoted police violence against civilians.
I wear all black to remind you not to mess with me because I'm already dressed for your funeral.
Attorneys say this new evidence shows Guyger's true intent.
We believe that it paints a completely different picture than the crying, tearful, remorseful person who was on the stage.
Omar, quite a few people were surprised at this verdict. You were in the courtroom yesterday. What was the mood like there when the verdict was announced?
Well, everybody was waiting, obviously, on pins and needles. And when the judge read the verdict, loud gasps, and you could hear people crying. On one side of the courtroom, you had Guyger's family. Her mother was just overcome and basically just melted in the seat. Amber Guyger herself was shaking. But on the other side, you have Botham Jean's family. A lot of them came in from St. Lucia, and they started crying, but there were bittersweet tears. They wanted justice. They weren't sure it was going to happen. And outside of the courtroom, there were just audible yelling. There were activists here who were hoping this would happen, and it did. Keep in mind here, Don, I'd say in the last roughly 18 months, there have been 3 police officers in Dallas County, not all Dallas police officers, but who have been involved in shootings, and 3 of them have been found guilty of murder. So people are kind of watching what's going on here in Dallas County, and when they got this 3rd conviction, a lot of them were happy because they think this is going to change the way policing is done, not only here in the county and in the state, but they're hoping there's a ripple effect.
Do we know if Guyger is going to appeal the verdict?
We assume, but obviously we have to wait for the sentencing to happen, and then, of course, that'll happen. Interesting note, though, she did have an appeals attorney that was there consulting with her defense, so that's something that they're obviously waiting to see if there's something that happened in the trial. They're taking notes. We expect them to do that. We have to wait to the sentencing and see if they say they're going to do it. Gag order's still in place, so we don't know yet.
All right. Omar Villafranca, thanks so much.